Ho, 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 Merry Christmas from Backcountry Pilgrim. It is Thanksgiving week here in 2024, and that means it's time to start thinking about buying stuff for Christmas. And if you are looking for some smaller gift ideas, some stocking stuffers for the hiker or camper in your life, then hopefully this video will help you out. Over the past year, I've got to try out some new gear, some fun gadgets, and even some new kinds of food. And I thought that I would share some of these with you because even if you know a lot about hiking and camping gear, it's not always easy to pick something out for somebody else. And sometimes those things come with a pretty high price tag, and so the risk can be pretty high trying to buy gifts for a hiker or camper unless they have told you exactly what they want. So what I've tried to do here is pick out fairly universally useful gear. So let's start off with a new headlamp on the market that I have been trying out for the past couple of weeks. I actually like this one quite a bit, and I think this is going to become my new kind of budget headlamp. This is the tiny Helio 600Z headlamp from Flextail. Although the headlamp doesn't look super small, it comes in at 1.6 ounces or 2.1 ounces if you have the detachable shock cord on to serve as a head strap. This headlamp maxes out at 600 lumens, and it has 6 different light modes that come through 2 different bulbs. What's cool about this headlamp is that it gives you the option to have either a floodlight or a spotlight in addition to the standard red light, which helps keep people's night vision in the dark. The 2 different lamps operate independently or together through a very easy 2-button system. The headlamp can run for 3 hours at its highest output, and it has a small LED readout that tells you how much power is left on the lamp. Every light is 25%, and so you can have a pretty good idea of how much light you're going to get out of this thing right away when you turn it on. You can also lock the headlamp out so that the power switch doesn't accidentally get pushed while it's banging around in your ditty bag or wherever you keep it. And that keeps you from that annoying discovery of your headlamp being on inside your backpack and wasting your battery when you weren't even using it. The housing is IP67 water resistant, so it's going to be okay in the rain. It's got a 60-degree adjustable head, so you can see the trail right in front of you, or you can look out quite a ways from where you're standing. The Flextail Tiny Helio 600Z headlamp runs about $30. Now, the links for all of this gear is in the description of the video below. Using those links does help the channel out without costing you a penny. Now, if you have heard of the brand Flextail, it's probably because you've seen the little tiny air pumps that they make. Now, I've had 2 of these. I like them both very much, especially the very smallest one, which is great for backpacking. At the end of a long hike, I love that I can just attach this thing, turn it on, walk away, and let it blow the air mattress up for me. However, if you are not an ultralighter and you maybe also would like to use a smallish pump for a bigger mattress, you're probably going to want something with a bit more oomph. Now, Flextail does make the Pump 3, which is a very powerful, heavier pump, but it still comes in pretty lightweight. That one, however, runs over $50. So if you're looking for something a little bit more budget-minded and don't mind losing a little bit of power, have a look at the Giga Pump 5. This is a 3-in-1 pump. It is a vacuum, it is an air pump, and it is a lantern. You get this handy little hook right here that you can hang it up in your tent. It's got a 3,600 milliamp battery and weighs about 5.5 ounces. Its 3 levels of pressure can be adjusted, and it comes with 5 different nozzles for different inflatable products. With a maximum flow rate of 300 liters per minute and inflation pressure up to 5 kPa, it's going to blow up a mattress a lot faster than some of the little tiny ultralight versions. Now, the Giga Pump usually runs about $40. However, I have seen it recently on sale for about $30. Okay, next let's talk about some cool small accessories for these. These are fuel cans. This one is empty. This one is full, but it is too big for me to carry on a typical backpacking trip. What am I going to do? Well, the first thing I can do is actually reuse this empty can. I can use this device right here that screws onto the top, and then screws on to the larger canister and allows fuel to come from this big heavy can into this smaller one for use on a backpacking trip. By reusing these canisters, you're not only saving some landfill space, but you are also not having to carry big giant canisters with you. And you can save money by buying these larger, more budget-friendly fuel cans and then using these on the trail. They run you about $20, but you will save that money quickly by not having to buy the little tiny, more expensive canisters. Now, eventually it is going to be time to retire these little canisters, and when it is, you do need a specialized little tool to prepare them properly for recycling. And that is where the Jetboil Crunchit comes in. This little device here screws onto the top of the canister and allows you to puncture it several times around, ensuring that there is absolutely no fuel in the canister. That is what needs to be done before it should go to recycling. This makes a great stocking stuffer because it's not the kind of thing that a lot of hikers think of, but it is something that's very welcome once they have it. The Jetboil Crunchit should run you around $15. Now, speaking of fire, one of my favorite little gadgets that I have been using this year is the little pocket bellows by Epiphany Outdoor. This 1.5 ounce stainless steel telescoping tube turns the breath from your lungs into a virtual blowtorch. It protects your face and lungs by keeping you far enough away from the fire and the smoke, while at the same time harnessing your breath into a whirlwind of oxygen for the fire. Epiphany Outdoors is a veteran-owned American business, and they sell this little guy here for about $16. Now, when I think about stoves and fire, I typically think about food. However, there are a couple of new products out on the market now that are backpacker-friendly meals that don't require any gear or any heat in order to be produced. My top favorite for this year has been RecPak. For $10, RecPak gives you a full 700-calorie meal that gives you 50% of your daily carbs and 25% of your proteins, fats, and most vitamins and minerals. This is a pocket-sized pouch that you just fill with water up to the brim, so there is no measuring whatsoever. All you need to do is add the water, put the cap on, shake it up, and drink it. So in this way, not only are you getting your food and fuel for the day, but you're also hydrating while you're eating. What I love about these is that not only are they very fast and very simple to prepare, but you can actually have them while you're on the go. There's no need to stop, break out the cook kit, boil water, stir, wait 15 minutes, all of the different steps that a typical meal takes. If you're like me, once you're kind of in the zone, stopping for a meal is usually not something that is very attractive. And for like a lunch, midday snack type thing, I love having these things. You'll probably finish the RecPak meal in one sitting or standing or hiking, but they are reusable for days. You can get them in multi-packs, chocolate, vanilla, and even coffee. Again, the RecPaks run about $10 each, but if you buy more of them at the same time, you get a better deal. My other favorite stoveless meal from this year is the Delicioats oatmeal packets. As advertised, these things only take 42 seconds to prepare. That's actually a bit of an overestimate, and if you know, you know. However, what I like about them is that they don't require boiling water. Other than that, they work like a pretty standard meal packet, except that you're cold soaking instead of using hot water. You just fill the pouch up, shake it, seal it, leave it overnight, and when you wake up in the morning, you have some fantastic oatmeal with freeze-dried real fruit, Himalayan salt, chia seeds, cinnamon, vegan-friendly, and protein-rich. They're just delicious. They run about $9 a pouch. However, if you get them in bulk, you save $1 off each package. Now, a section on trail food and drink just wouldn't be complete without talking about trail coffee. Now, I have to admit, I generally just use one of these 3-in-1 cheapo packets. I'm not even sure this is real coffee, but I am really not much of a coffee snob. However, I recently tried out this coffee from Percs. This coffee is real coffee. However, it comes in a little bag, kind of like you get tea in. So you steep this in your mug of hot water, just kind of like you would tea, and in about 3 minutes, you've got a legit cup of coffee. Now, I admitted earlier that I am not much of a coffee snob, so I brought these in for my coworkers who have a little bit better palate when it comes to coffee, and I had them try it out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The results were very favorable. When I tried it myself, I have to admit, I liked it without even doctoring it up. Without cream, without sugar, the coffee was actually pretty tasty. That is rare for me. I typically don't like black coffee. I did like this, enough that it would work on trail. Now, this packet of 12 ran $30, so it's about $2.50 a bag. It says these are 8-ounce servings, but you can do more if you like your coffee that way. And again, when I say coffee, this is real coffee. There are no preservatives, no artificial flavor, no sugar, no creamer. This is the real deal. One thing I really like about this format is that I can just pack as many of these as I need for the trail. I don't need to worry about measuring out ingredients. I just take the number of bags for the number of cups that I'm going to want. Now, if you've got a backpacker that's maybe a little more bougie than most, you might want to have a look at this guy here. This is the Talu collapsible table. This is a quick release table that is very lightweight for what it is. However, it is extremely strong. And when you're out and about, if you have to set up something in the mud or maybe on a surface that you don't really want your things on, if you would like to have this nice little table, when you're done, the table folds up very quickly and goes right back into its stuff sack. For my last interesting stocking stuffer type piece of gear, I want to talk about the Bear Spray magnetic holder from Minimalist Gear. It's pretty simple. You basically have a belt or strap clip that mates with a strong collar made to fit a standard bear spray canister, and which attaches through a collar and 2 very strong magnets. This allows you to carry the bear spray practically anywhere you want, and it is a quick release. All you do is pull the canister away from you, and you have it in your hand, ready to deploy if necessary. The QuickDraw bear spray holder runs $28. All right, I hope that this video has helped relieve some of your holiday gift buying anxiety, at least for the hikers and campers in your life. If it has, why don't you give it a like and subscribe to Backcountry Pilgrim if you are a fan of hiking, camping, backpacking, and the gear that goes with it. Until next time, I'm Doug. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and thanks for watching.